So this is the first time I got to photograph a ballerina or a couple ballerinas, and I'm super excited because for the longest time I wanted to work and photograph a ballerina and do something with ballet because they're so elegant and so graceful. I was super excited. I had a ton of ideas. So the way this shoot came about is I connected with Annika through social media, through Instagram. I saw that she followed me, so I sent her a message. And I told her that I was a photographer and I've always wanted to work with a ballerina. So we ended up meeting in San Francisco and we set up this shoot. Originally, I was just gonna photograph her, but for this shoot, she came along with her friend Abigail and another dancer too as well, so I ended up photographing all three of them. But with this shoot, I had a lot of ideas in mind, which I couldn't execute all of them because I was originally planning to photograph one dancer and I ended up photographing three. So when you do that, it kind of ends up taking a lot of your time because whatever ideas you have to do them 3 times, one with each dancer, and I wanted to photograph all of them. But this image is one of my favorites from this set. I absolutely loved it. I used my favorite lights, which is an HMI light. I used a Joker with a Joe Lico attachment to it. And again, like I was talking earlier, that's the HMI light. It's a video light. Since I knew I was going to shoot with that light, because I wanted to kind of shape it and use it and see the light rays through it, I selected my camera according to that. So instead of shooting with a 5DS, on this I shot with a 5D Mark IV because the Mark IV has a better, higher ISO performance. That's a good overall camera. It's got a decent, megapixel count, and it's also really is better at higher ISOs than the 5DS. So for that very reason, since I was shooting with a video light, I can't be at my usual ISO 100, f11 or f16. So for this one, I was actually at my ISO was a 1250. I was at 1/400th of a second was my shutter speed. So that was enough to kind of stop the action. And then also I was at f5. Let me go right here. F5. So the lens I was shooting with is too. My go-to lenses, I love zoom lenses because usually I'm shooting with strobes at f11 or f16. At that point, all lenses are equal, right? Like it's counterproductive if you're shooting at f16 or f11 to have a prime lens, because when you're shooting with a prime lens, the reason you want them is because of their characteristic flaws on how they look wide open. Because a prime lens, the reason you pay all that money, because wide open, the characteristic flaws that it has are absolutely beautiful. The flares that you get, the bokeh and everything, all that stuff. But when you photograph top down, you get rid of all that stuff. But on this one, I was still shooting with some decent light, and I was with the 24-105 Mark II lens from Canon. That's one of my favorite lenses because it lets you get a wide shot or a tight shot in real fast. And this setup is actually really, really simple. I actually have the light right here. It's just really on the stand and it's being hid behind this fabric right here. And it's just Joe Lico right here shooting light back at them. And you can kind of see the light rays coming here. And then these light rays coming in through here are actually from the window. And then the thing that I did for this one is I filled up the dance studio with haze. And what the haze does is it lets you see these light rays here coming from the windows. Otherwise, if you want to see a light rays, you need atmosphere. And if you don't have that, like haze or anything going around, or dust or water or mist, you won't see a light rays. So that's what I had going on here, and it's basically just one light, like the one Joe Lico going here. And I wanted it focused, and then the other thing that makes this image too is that I got this kind of like this mesh fabric that kind of matched with their tutus right here, and we wrapped it around them. And it was a really, really long fabric, and it went all the way out. And I was able to kind of bring it around and bring some of it in front of the camera and the lens, and shoot that and shoot through that to kind of provide these leading lines that kind of go back, and then with their motions too go into it. And we did that a handful of times. When you shoot, when you backlight like this with the continuous light, and you're trying to get like a specific motion like that, you kind of shoot and have to check it. Shoot, you have to check it. Because for me, I don't like to see the light bleeding out directly, shooting it into the lens, because that doesn't add anything for me at all. And I personally don't like it when you're backlighting. I like the backlight to be completely covered by the subjects, which you can see here, and it provides a beautiful rim light around their hair. And essentially that's how this image was made. And another thing too as well that helped out immensely, I had an amazing hair and makeup artist, KK, for this shoot. And she'd made over their hair and their makeup and made them look absolutely beautiful. In these particular shots, you can't see it that much because it's more of an action one. But that's something to be aware too as well. When you're photographing athletes or models or whomever, the hair and makeup is just as important as having good lighting, having good styling and everything. And essentially, this is just a one light setup. Like I said, it's the Joker 800 with the Jolico attachment. That's the HMI light, and that's light bouncing around everywhere, and that's how this image was made.